Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a long-awaited review of the new Huda Beauty Nude palette. I got this a few weeks ago before all of this other stuff started happening, and let me tell you, it has been so difficult not to mess with this. I have wanted to mess with this palette for so long because I've been waiting for this video, and I'm finally filming it. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad. This retails for $65. I did buy it from Sephora whenever they were having the 20% off sale, because honestly that's really the only time I can buy from Sephora is when I'm having some kind of sale or coupon with it. First off, I do want to say the packaging on this is really pretty. She put a lot of detail and a lot of work into this, but this is just the outer carton and it's plastic. That's not really my favorite thing. But you know, it is easy to keep clean, especially since I keep the packaging on most of my products anyways, just so I can help them stay looking new as long as possible. And the cover on this is so pretty. So pretty. I'll give you a good close up there. Yeah. And that is Huda, or Huda, however you say it. That is her on the cover. And I love the holographic here on the top. It has a very nice size mirror with it, and the card that protects the shadows, that is just a repeat of the cover. And here is the palette. She is so pretty. Now I do know that this isn't a new take on nudes because there's tons of nude palettes out there, but the thing that intrigued me the most, this is about texture. This is about texture. I don't own a single eyeshadow palette that has pressed glitters in it. I have a bunch of shimmery things or glittery shadows, but not an actual pressed glitter. And that's this shade and this shade. But these other four, this one, this one, this one, and of course that one right here, those are these pearl pigments, the little white flecks that you see in it. They give such interesting texture to the shades. And then this one here is a pressed pearl, which to me is just a fancy word for a shimmer shade. And then the rest of these are mattes. The color story is very nice on this, and I'm so excited to give this a try. Now the only one that I did swatch whenever I first got this was the Glitter Excite. I put that all over my eye just because I had never touched one before. I wanted to see how it was. It did do pretty well, and it prompted someone to stop me while I was walking through the restaurant.
What are you wearing today?
Something that will give someone that kind of attention to go out of their way to ask you what you have, that says a lot. This very nice, very high impact. Really quickly, this shade right here, that's a concealer. That is just smart. I'm all about getting everything that you need out of one palette. You don't have to go into a million different products to try to get your look pulled together. And the fact that that's in there, it just makes it even that much easier for me. Now, she did have a tool that went with this specifically for the glitters and for the pearl shades. I tried to buy it, but it was always sold out, and so I just finally gave up. Oh, and guys, I want to remind you to smash that subscribe button, become part of the Wolf Pack today, and now let's get into it. Okay, so I'm gonna bring it in a little bit closer so you can see everything that I'm doing. And sorry if I look a little bit messy right now. I don't really have much on my face. I have a little bit of powder just to combat some of the shininess that I have, but the rest of it, that's just me. Alright, so here is a better look at the shadows. Guys, seriously, so pretty. So normally what you're going to do is to prime your eyes. I'm just going to use the concealed concealer in here and go ahead and just put that all over the lid. And I'm just going to go in with my finger, and it's I don't know, it's an interesting texture. Doesn't really offer a lot of coverage, although I do have some blue veins, so that'll be a good test to see how well that is. That actually did pretty good. It's not going to be anything like a full coverage Shape Tape or her concealer. I can't remember the name of it. It's not going to be something like that. This is just something to give a base for your eyeshadow. And now I am not going to set the eyeshadow with a setting powder or anything. I'm just going to go straight into the shadows here in just a second. I don't really know what kind of look I want to make with this because there's so many pretty colors. You can use all of the matte shades to kind of create one look, but then when it comes to a lid topper, or you know, just doing the lid, There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 choices if you want to go sparkly. If not, just stay with the mattes. But I want to go sparkly. I'm a sparkly kind of girl. Okay, and I'm going to start off my look with a Lexi 205. This is the tapered blending brush. And they have this shade here, Bare, that can be used to set the lid. But I think I'm going to go ahead and go into Play and just go ahead and start building up the color that way. And I'm going to do a little close up here so you can see if there's a bunch of kick up or fallout. A little bit, so it's a soft shadow. And that concealer creases just a tiny bit, but that's okay. I'm wondering if maybe I should have went ahead and set it, because this might grab. The only bad thing about not setting your eyeshadow is if the shadow is the least bit patchy, it's just going to emphasize it and make it look that much worse. And, well, you know, it is blended out pretty well, or at least it looks like it for me. It's not too intense of a color. This, well, okay, it is buildable. Shoot, okay. I hope that's picking up on camera. Sorry, I keep looking over here to the side because the viewfinder is right there. And let's go ahead, I'm gonna go into that Bare shade, the plain one. I'm gonna put that on the lid on the other eye to set it and see if that makes any difference. Okay, and now I'm gonna go back into that Play shade. And you have to build up the intensity a little bit more, I guess, whenever you set it. So it looks like this eye is a little bit more intense than this one, but of course we didn't set it. But I am going to go back into that Bare shade and just kind of use it to help blend out the other side. Just to make that as smooth as possible. Now, I have never purchased a Huda Beauty product before. This is my first item. Now, I was a little bit hesitant. I saw this palette and it spoke to me. Just, I love the colors that were in it. And I don't believe that you should buy something for one color, for one shade. If there's something in there that you know you're going to use every shade in there, I wholeheartedly believe in going for that. This palette, I saw it online and I'm like,
yes, I need this. You're coming home with me.
She is new to the collection and I'm very happy to have her here. So it looks a little bit peachy, pinky on me, but we're going to go ahead and start deepening that up. I'm going to go into Secret down here beside the concealer and start to deepen the crease a little bit because that's a little bit too pinky for my taste right now. I think for summer that will be really pretty. This is a bit more of a mauve-y tone. And I'm still using that same brush. And I am carrying that color a little bit further out on the outer corner here because I can always clean it up with a wipe afterwards. I just want to make sure I get enough of that color blown out. Everything's pulling really, really rosy on me. I've got pink undertones in my skin and I think it's just picking up on that and making everything look pink. Alright, so let's go a little bit different. I'm going to go into Teddy, this brown neutral shade, and I'm going to focus that more into the crease. Now these shadows, there are a little bit of pickup on them, but it's not anything to worry about. Just make sure you tap off your brush. And I am carrying the shade a little bit more into the inner corner as well, because what I want to do is a halo cut crease. Or a spotlight cut crease, however you want to call it. And I'm going to go back into Secret and we'll tap that out a little bit. I'm going to use it to smooth out the blend up here, just to make sure everything is smooth. Okay, now I'm going to deepen the crease, the halo, a little bit more. And I'm torn between doing tease, raw, love bite, or spanked. Yeah, spanked, love bite, raw, or tease. Okay, so if I was doing more of a regular cut crease and I wanted to deepen the outer V, I think any of these two colors would do really, really well. But because I want to do halo, let's keep it warm toned and we'll go in with raw. And I'm switching over to a pencil brush. A little bit smaller, it gives me more control on where I want the color to be. And since I have hooded eyes, I'm going to look straight ahead to figure out where I want the crease to be. And I'm going to lightly tap that out. And carry that to the inner corner as well. Now on the inner corner, I am going to take a little bit more. Well, you're still going to tap it off, but I'm going to go into here a little bit more. And I warn you, it's going to look a little bit messy till we get further on in the process. We're actually not far from done on this part. But to do a spotlight, you want to make sure that you get some of the darker color on the inner and outer corner. Okay, so I got the dark part of the crease work done on this spotlight cut crease, and I'm going to take a flat concealer brush or a lip brush, and I'm going to go back into the concealer and I'm going to blank out the center of my eyelid. And again, this makes it so efficient, just having the concealer right there so you're not trying to go back into your makeup collection and find your concealer. More companies should do this. Honestly, this is making it so much easier. Such a quicker process. Okay, that's done, and I've come to the conclusion that that concealer is not meant to do any kind of coverage. That is just more or less to give you a sticky base. Alright, so now the fun part. Which color do I want to put on the lid? Let me go ahead and give you some swatches of the pearl shades. We've got Charmed, right there, Fantasy, Crave, ooh, I like that one, and Daydream. All four of those are really, really pretty. They do look a little chunky, but they are really pretty. All of those are really, really pretty, really intense. I think I'm gonna go in with Crave. This color was really, really interesting. And I'm just gonna go in with my fingertips. And I do want to note that whenever you are swatching these, it doesn't mess up the pearl effect. You can still see the separation of the pearls in here, which I was concerned about that, but I'm very glad to see that it doesn't mess it up. Ooh, she's pretty. Which that one, it kind of has a green, silvery, golden shift to it. I'm bad at explaining this stuff, but it is so pretty. And I'm going a little bit beyond where I had that concealer just so it melts in with, blends in with the shade around it better. That's super, super metallic. I really, really like that color. Or you know what? I think this is gonna look a little bit weird, but I wanna show you guys. I have never ever used glitter shadows before. The one that I did try that day was Excite. I didn't have anything on my lid. I just went in with that and I just dabbed it on a little bit. I do want to say that it's not going to swipe like these other shadows. You can't just have a little bit of glitter on there and then swoop the whole thing. It's one of those you got to put on in a patting motion. But I'm going to go in with Infatuated. I'm going to go in with that on the other eye. It's going to look a little bit weird, two different eye looks going on, but I really want you guys to see how they perform. And just like the other method, I'm just going to use my fingertips. Yeah, it's a little chunky, but we're going to give it a shot. And I'm just going to press it onto the lid. Now, I think this is where that little tool that they come up with was going to come in handy with the shadows like this, because it would allow you to get more precise on the inner corner, which is another reason why I just did a spotlight, because you don't need to get super, super intense whenever cutting the crease or anything like that. You don't have to be exact. You can just, you don't even have to use a concealer or anything like that. You can just take your lighter metallic shade in and pop it right in the middle and you're good to go. But I like to do it with the concealer just because it makes the color shine more intensely, makes it a little bit more true to color. And that is right pretty too. I don't know which one I like more. What do you guys think? Ooh, I just can't tell. I like them both. And we'll go a little bit more into the center with that one, a little bit farther out. That one layered on pretty nicely. And you know, it did pretty good for it not having a base underneath, like a base shadow. And there's still quite a bit left on my finger. Okay, so now I'm going to go into Daydream with the brush and see how that picks up. Now this is a dry brush, not anything on it. And I can't tell if it really did anything or not. Okay, yeah, that actually did pick up pretty well. But you see, you don't get the same effect that you did with this here. So you definitely want to apply it with your fingers, or if you were able to get that tool, use that. And I know I don't have my eyebrows done or anything else. This is just me wanting to play with this makeup. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I will be right back. I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of my face. That way we can finish up the lower lash line and get this look sorted and get this look completed. I'll be right back. Okay, and we're back. And I actually really, really like my makeup today. I'm not one of those people who want full coverage, can't see any imperfections. I would rather wear something a little bit more medium coverage and let your skin breathe. And I'm loving my makeup today. This Luxie Pro Brush, the 732 Airbrush Foundation, I got this in my Boxy Luxe. Some of you guys had recommended this to me whenever I was talking about brushes a while back. And for the life of me, can't remember why it took me so long to try it. And oh my gosh, I love it. Okay, I'm a diehard Beauty Blender fan, beauty sponges, because it makes the makeup look so flawless. But damn, this got it done so much quicker, and it was so easy, and it blended it out really, really well. Airbrush foundation. Okay, I'm sorry if you guys don't agree with me on this. I'm just not a perfectionist when it comes to my makeup, and I'm still trying to learn what I like. This is now my favorite brush. I want this over my beauty blender. I love it. Okay, sorry, this isn't a foundation video. This is an eyeshadow video. So I still got the two different eye looks on. Went ahead and put on eyeliner. And I'm wearing the NARS Climax mascara. Right now, that one's my favorite. It does such a good job grabbing the lashes and separating them while adding some volume to it. I compare it to the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara, but that one, the wand is a little bit too wonky. It's a little hard for me to control, and I'm always constantly transferring the mascara up here on my eyelid when I'm trying to do my eyes, and this one just makes it so much easier. It's just the way the tip is on this one, because it tapers down. Yeah, it just makes it so much easier. I love this mascara. Alright, so let's look through at my brushes. I think I'm going to use this one. I like to use a little bit more fluffier brush to begin the lower lash line, because here lately I have been spreading the color out a little bit more than I normally do. And so I'm going to take, this is a Luxie 237, and I'm going to go into, what did I start with? Can't remember. Okay, Play. I'm going to start in with that. And just going to go along the outer lash, or the lower lash line, just to make it a little bit smoother here in a second when I start to deepen the color. Which, that's not really doing a whole lot. Okay, I'm going to go into a Royal and Langnickel. This is BX80. And I'm going to go into, I think I went from Play to Secret, then Teddy, then Raw. I guess I'm going to go straight into Secret. And this one picks up a lot more product. Oh yeah, that's definitely doing a lot better. And I'm going to continue. We're going to go into Teddy. Or was that what I was using before? I don't know. So as I get darker, I'm going to go a little bit more towards the outer part of the eye. And I'm going to make sure that I'm connecting it to the upper eyelid. Now, I used to not go very far at all with my eyeshadow on the lower lash line, but here lately I've really been enjoying it. The more eyeshadow that I do on the bottom, it tends to make my eye look a little bit bigger rather than closing it off, and I like the look a lot better. Especially this eye, because I use that lighter color in the center of the lid, it really changes the way the light catches. Okay, and now I'm going to go back into the deepest shade that I used, Raw, back on that pencil brush. And we're just going to go into it ever so, slightly. Now, if you want to, you can go into do an eyeliner on the lower lash line, but I've been enjoying it without it lately, so I've been kind of leaving that alone as is. And I'm just going to coat the lower lash line with that same Climax mascara. Okay guys, well there is the final look using the new Huda Beauty New Natural palette. I did create two different eye looks using it. It may look a little bit weird. I've seen a lot of people doing that here lately, where they wear two different styles on each of their lids. What do you guys think of that? Do you want me to do more palette reviews like that, where I do two different looks, or would you rather me just do one look on both eyes? Alright, and my final thoughts on this. A nude palette, you know, everyone has a neutral palette. It's not revolutionary. I only recommend you buying this if it's something that, you know, your heart, it just speaks to you. The colors, they reach out to you. You have to have it in your collection. And if you're wanting something different, because truly these pigments, these pearl pigments are so unique. They're so pretty. If you already have something like that in your collection, like the swatches, and sorry, I was doing my brows with that little black splotch there. But if you already have shimmers like this in your collection, is it really something that you need for $65? That is a hefty price tag, so it is going to weigh in on people's decision if they want to get this. And I know not everyone can afford it. I think there's supposed to be a dupe that you can get off of Wish, or is it Wish? I'm not sure. I'll have to check it out. If I can find it, I'll link it down below. And I know a lot of people who were getting her Desert Dusk palette, a lot of people were freaking out over that glitter shade that's in there. But I didn't get that one. I passed on it because I can't afford to buy a palette just for one shade. I can't justify it. I don't have the money to do that. I wish I did, but I don't. But I think this is a really good collection. I think this is something you could get everyday wear out of. You can take it from a natural matte look to full glam in one palette without having to dip into other products. And again, that concealer's in there. It just makes more sense to get it. The mirror is quality. It is a very nice mirror, and the packaging is absolutely stunning. I was a little bit afraid to try this because I saw a couple of bigger YouTubers review it, and they were saying that it wasn't beginner friendly, that unless you're someone who's advanced, maybe you wouldn't be able to get as much use out of it. I don't think that's true. I think this is something that universally it can be used by anyone. So I don't agree with what that person said, but I do think if this is something that you really need in your collection, you will not be disappointed buying this. So this is encouraging me to try more of her eyeshadows, maybe later down the road, but for now I'm very happy sticking with this one. Alright guys, well thank you so much for taking time to watch this video. I'm having such a good makeup day. I love this, and it is a shame that I'm not going anywhere with this makeup on. I'm going to try to film another video for you guys talking about Ipsy and Sephora. So keep an eye out for that video coming up. I hope you guys have a great day, and be sure to hit that subscribe button. Slap the notification bell. That way you're updated every time I upload a video. I hope to see you in my next one, guys. And remember, whether you're wearing 0 products right now or 20, you are beautiful, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!